Given the seemingly endless spiral of enmity and violence in the Holy Land and throughout the world, is there an alternative where a pathway to peace can be found? The Jerusalem Prayer Project is a music, film, and multimedia venture that creates a platform for an ongoing, interactive global peace-building program that offers an alternative narrative to war and devastation. Although Jerusalem is historically steeped in conflict, today it is a vital focal point for the great challenge of peace-building there and around the world. Conceived and produced by musician and interfaith minister Stephen Longfellow Fisk, together with documentary filmmaker Robert Corsini and their creative team, the Jerusalem Prayer Project includes this presentation video, a theatrical film short entitled Jerusalem Prayer, a multimedia website and peace portal designed to document the ongoing grassroots interfaith peace movement, and the musical soundtrack that inspired the entire project.
When I first came to Jerusalem, I heard music resonating within me, and I wrote a musical composition on guitar. To me, music comes from a place that is universal. That's because it begins before we begin to make differentiations, before we begin to build walls between us. It is a harmonic that we feel and that we respond to.
Fisk's vision for his short film tells a story without words, a visual and musical montage of a day in Jerusalem, featuring a cast of common people from different backgrounds who live in the city of peace.
I felt it as a prayer in the music. I saw it as a prayer in the images. And the prayer is not about politics. It's not about enmity. It's not about walls. It's not about hatred. It is about a spiritual essence that precedes all of that. And to me, it's about a connectivity between people. It's sacred. In Jerusalem, there's a tonality in the atmosphere which a musician or a poet responds to, and I see an opportunity to create a work of art that will help build bridges across our differences and help bring people together, not only in Jerusalem, but the entire planet.
In addition to the theatrical short that we're producing that sets the tone for the entire project and gives us our soundtrack, we're also producing a feature-length documentary entitled Warriors of the Heart. And this takes us to the core of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in the occupied territories, where you have people who literally, for their entire lives, they live side by side, have never had the chance to speak to one another. Today, there's a growing interfaith reconciliation movement in Jerusalem and in the occupied territories. And Warriors of the Heart tells us stories of courageous and committed peacemakers who risk their lives, literally, to build new pathways toward peace. The documentary aspect of the Jerusalem Prayer Project is critical because this gives us an opportunity to really tell broad, deep stories about the struggle people have to go through to win peace. In that process of telling the stories, we start to understand that there's a common language that brings people together, and that's what the Jerusalem Prayer Project is all about. Because when you're in a prayerful state, doesn't matter what the denomination is, doesn't matter if you're Jewish or Christian or Muslim, prayerful state leads you to peace. And that's what the core of our project is to take the arts and creativity and documentary storytelling to create a moment where people can be prayerful about their ideas and their spirit to find a common pathway forward that will benefit everyone.
Beyond the film, the Jerusalem Prayer Project will create and maintain an interactive web portal designed to invite video submissions from artists and activists worldwide, documenting and promoting peace building and reconciliation through creative action.
It's about telling your story, giving a narrative, writing a poem, delivering a song, giving a message in some modality. It could be dance, it could be anything, where people are talking about creating a new thought form.
By way of social media and live streaming technologies, the Jerusalem Prayer Project will establish an ongoing dialogue focusing on a new global paradigm for peace.
Prayer is subversive. We're seeking to change something that's not working into something that has a new life and a new possibility. Every major paradigm shift that has happened throughout history has happened because a new idea, a new thought form was born, and people began to develop that thought form, to expand upon it, and to embrace it until it reached a critical mass, and then that critical mass brought forth the change. We're just so entrenched in this idea of enmity that we have lost the spiritual essence that connects us all. I've put a whole plan together for this. I've got people in place, I've got a crew, I've got a production team, I've got people in Israel that are aligned with the project, and we're putting together our whole team to make this happen. And I've brought it as far as I can bring it right now. We just need the funding to get it to the next level. We're asking for your support so we can build this project, we can create this film, which again is a catalyst for a project that's much broader and much more encompassing.
Please make your tax-deductible donations to the Jerusalem Prayer Project through the fiscal receivership of the Unity and Diversity World Council, which is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.